Welcome back, everyone. My name is Tank, and today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. I'll be giving you guys my thoughts about where we currently are in the market, as well as where we might be heading in the near future. Now, unfortunately, Bitcoin is starting to see some sell pressure come back into its charts, so let's jump over to Bitcoin's 4-hour time frame to see how we're dealing with it. Right now, Bitcoin is trading for $33,132. That's just below where we were when we made yesterday's video. It's unfortunate, but we did have our moments yesterday. We did rally before topping off about 3.68%, or roughly $1,231. Now we are where we are, and we can only work with what's in front of us. So let's zoom out a little bit and see where we are within the bigger picture, or the bigger pattern, which is this wedge pattern that we've been showing you guys on the Bitcoin 4-hour time frame. As you guys can see, we are still within this wedge pattern, although I will say this lower support line for the wedge pattern does look like it's going to be broken and or tested at least here shortly. The reason why I say that is because Market Cipher A did just print off a red X, which usually indicates further price suppression. Also on Market Cipher B, all the indicators are showing us that we are going to probably see further price suppression. The RSIs are pointing straight down with no clear indication of any kind of support coming in here soon. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3-hour, much like the 4-hour, 2-hour, looking very similar to the 3 and 4-hour. The 1-hour looks a little bit better. Actually, we are printing a little bit of an anchor wave here. We do have some more time before this confirmation of the 1-hour happens. The RSIs are starting to flatten out and point upwards. One of them still pointing downwards. We are in low numbers for the RSIs, saying that we are oversold, even though RSIs are a little bit lagging. It does show us that we are a little bit oversold currently. That's not to say that we don't see further suppression of the price, because obviously that can happen. We've seen it happen time and time again. But what I think happens for a short to near future for Bitcoin is I do see this support line of this wedge pattern being broken. That's not to say that we won't find support and rally back up into the wedge pattern, because I think that's what will happen. But I do think the likelihood of us testing this support and breaking it in the short to near future is higher than us finding some kind of rally. That's just what I'm seeing on the charts. I wish I could give you guys better hopium, but that's what I'm seeing. And I promised you guys I'd always be 100 with how I'm reading what I'm reading on the charts. So that's what I'm seeing right now, guys. Over the next day and a half, I think we break this support line, unfortunately. We rally back up, maybe test it as resistance, bounce before breaking back into this wedge pattern, reclaiming the middle section of that wedge pattern. I know in the past previous videos, I was really bullish, and I still am. Everything that I was reading showed me a really bullish signals. Usually the basic rule of thumb for basic wedge patterns is the way you enter that wedge pattern is typically the way you exit that pattern. And Bitcoin was making overall higher lows over the past 2.5 weeks, although that was broken shortly. We did rally after that break happened, reclaiming that higher low trend. And it was intact until just recently, where we dipped below. Actually, if I'm being honest, that lower high trend, we are just above it. If you're following this red dotted line, it's a little bit of hoping, but we are still right above it, guys. So there's that to consider. But overall, yeah, I do think this plays out for the Bitcoin chart. Only time will tell. Let's sit back and see what happens. Ethereum looking much like Bitcoin, guys. We are seeing some sell pressure. We are still, in fact, intact with the lower high trend for the Ethereum chart. It just barely, but we are still intact if you're following this red dotted line, which indicates the current current price for Ethereum. We are in fact just above our last lower high. So a little bit of hopium, we are still there, but the trend is still intact. Let's see if it holds up. Only time will tell. If Bitcoin moves the way I'm seeing it's probably going to move, then it's just expect that this probably will invalidate. But until that happens, guys, it is what it is. We gotta work with what's in front of us. We can't front run the market. We're not fortune tellers. We're just going with what we see. Let's take a look at ADA, guys. ADA looking a little bit better than Ethereum and Bitcoin, to be honest with you, just above its previous lower highs. Although we did have this recent blood diamond play out about 8 hours ago, so that means that we could actually see some more price being pushed down. But we have seen where those red diamonds actually don't mean much. I'm trying to go back here and look for one, but I don't see one recently. But we have seen it play out before, where it doesn't play out very hard. Matter of fact, I will say, if you guys haven't noticed, recently, whenever suppression comes in on any one of these assets, have you guys noticed that it's not as violent and as strong as before? It's not to say that, knocking on wood, it could happen, but I have been noticing that when suppression does come in the markets, it's not as dramatic as before. So again, there's a little bit of hopium on the charts, guys. Still having the trends intact, even though just barely. It is what it is, guys. I still do think here shortly, especially for ADA, especially for Ethereum, we will start seeing higher price points on the charts, guys. There's a lot of good development happening right around the corner for these two assets. So again, I'm not selling my ETH. I'm not selling my ADA at all. Matter of fact, I'm still DCAing to my abilities on these dips. So not financial advice, just telling you guys what I'm doing. Only time will tell. Hopefully you guys are protecting yourselves. You guys are realizing profits if you guys are taking positions. Hopefully you guys are not overextending yourself and you guys are practicing proper risk management. If you guys haven't yet, please, before I get off, consider hitting that like and or subscribe button. I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to grow a community. Actually, we just opened up a Discord that you can find the link for underneath in the comments. If you yourself would like to get involved in a community that brings you honest, unbiased opinions about what they're seeing on the charts, please consider joining the Discord group, guys. I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now in the charts, guys. Looks like some sell pressure is coming in on the charts. Hopefully we don't go any lower than 3, maybe 5% max before finding a rally. But it is what it is. With every pump, there's a dump. With every dump, there's a pump, right? So don't go running around saying just yet that this is the end of times, because we could very much rally just like we have been in the past couple of days. So yeah. Anyway, God bless, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Take care. Peace.